أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا فتحنا لك فتحا مبينا ليغفر لك الله ما تقدم من ذنبك وما تأخر ويتم نعمته عليك ويهديك صراطا مستقيما وينصرك الله نصرا عزيزا. هو الذي أنزل السكينة في قلوب المؤمنين ليزدادوا إيمانا مع إيمانهم ولله جنود السماوات والأرض وكان الله عليما حكيما. ليدخل المؤمنين والمؤمنات جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها ويكفر عنهم سيئاتهم وكان ذلك عند الله فوزا عظيما. صدق الله العظيم.
Your Excellencies, heads of states and governments, honorable ministers, distinguished delegates from observer states, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. Order Model SAARC Summit meeting. Heads of states and governments, honorable ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great privilege and honor I welcome you all to the Model SAARC Summit meeting organized by the Political Science students of Faculty of Arts of the Maldives National University. I am also delighted to welcome the chief guest of this Model SAARC Summit, His Excellency Ahmed Latif of the Maldives. Indeed, we are extremely grateful to the Secretary for finding time amid his busy schedule to grace a special event organized by the students of the Maldives National University. In the same breath, I welcome the distinguished from the diplomatic movement in the Maldives. I also duly recognize our leaders of Dr. Muhammad, esteemed Vice Chair of this Model SAARC Summit. I also wish to welcome all Model SAARC Summit. Undoubtedly, all of your presence at this SAARC Summit is a great source of us. Thank you for joining this very first Model SAARC Summit organized by students, MNU, and lift in our hearts. Now I will turn to the Model SAARC Summit. May I government and people of Maldives for organizing an Model SAARC Summit. Thank you, Your Excellency, the government of Maldives for the hospitality extended to us. It is our utmost pleasure to be in this beautiful country, having mesmerizing, gorgeous island and white sandy beaches, and most importantly, one of the most hospitable people of the world. In accordance with the SAARC practice, I would like to hand over the chairmanship to the new host of this Model SAARC Summit and thus invite His Excellency Mr. Raid Said, President of the Maldives, to assume the chairmanship. Let me also wish every success to this important organization under the new leadership of His Excellency Mr. Raid Said, whose expert guidance would accelerate multifaceted regional cooperation pursued by the Model SAARC Summit.
Thank you to the outgoing chairman of Model SAARC Summit, His Excellency Sofotullah Abdulaziz, the Prime Minister of Nepal. May I now draw attention of the delegates of this summit to the agenda before us contained in the summit document A/2022/SAARC/25. If no delegate has any objection, I wish to adopt the agenda. And it is decided. I now move to agenda item number 2. Allow me to make a statement. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Distinguished heads of states and governments, excellencies, honorable ministers, the Secretary General, distinguished observers, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is a great honor and privilege for Maldives to host the Model SAARC Summit of the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, SAARC, and to assume the role of its chairmanship. I am confident that the Maldives would receive continued cooperation in addressing the SAARC agendas of various meetings. On behalf of the government and the people of Maldives and my own, I would like to extend you all a very warm welcome to Male and wish you all a pleasant and productive stay in the Maldives. Let me express my sincere appreciation to His Excellency Sofotullah Abdulaziz, the Prime Minister of Nepal, for his outstanding leadership of the SAARC process during the last year. I also thank the SAARC Secretary General, Her Excellency Aminat Zahra Hilmi, and the SAARC Secretariat for their effort put in the preparatory process for this summit. Excellencies, the Maldives sought to make SAARC more relevant, goal-oriented, and results-based. We listened to the often heard saying that SAARC was very efficient in having meetings regarding every aspect of South Asia, but less efficient in delivery than perhaps we had hoped to be. We wanted SAARC to move towards regional resilience, to make SAARC an organization that gives the people of this region a collective and common identity, one that made South Asians proud. I congratulate you, member states, and the ever so diligent Secretariat on delivering reforms that are necessary and essential. Excellencies, our engagement with other regions and countries has been revitalized. I have no doubt that there is indeed much scope for further strengthening of such ties. We live in a globalized world where interregional relations matter. We need to focus on internal regionalization, but we also need to focus on building our relationship with other countries that are keen to work with us. Dialogue partners are interested in the advantages that our innovative, creative, and youthful population can offer, and it would be only beneficial to engage with such partners as a group rather than individually. Excellencies, the true potential of this region may be unlocked and the relations between us deepened through innovation, drive, and most importantly, leadership. Regional growth and prosperity most certainly requires the contribution, cooperation, and commitment of all states within the region. As a region, SAARC has the right and surely has the might to make it one of the most powerful regions in the world. Yet, we continue to be led rather than lead. Even when we continue to progress and bring development to our countries, poverty and destitution remain rampant. Despite our share of the global population, we have no collective voice. Our region will be one of the most affected by climate change, yet we continue to be complacent in taking action as a group. We continue to leave climate change on the back burner. I would like to add that the Maldives has recently championed the resolution A/76/L75 on a clean, healthy, and sustainable environment as a human right at the United Nations, which has passed with 161 votes in its favor on its adoption. Similarly, as the entire region faces the grave impacts of climate change, Maldives calls out to all members to join us in our call for action on climate change for the South Asia region to make meaningful change for the livelihoods of our people. Excellencies, the impact of COVID-19 has been great on all our nations. As a country whose economy is dependent on tourism, Maldives was one of the worst hit countries in the pandemic crisis. But with the reopening of our borders in 15 July 2020, we have been steadily rebuilding our economy, industry, and society. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Prime Minister of India for her initiative and leadership for the SAARC COVID-19 Relief Fund, which has been a safety net, especially for the Maldives as a small island developing state. However, I believe that it is time to rethink our economic strategies and work as a group rather than individually to strengthen and build resilience of the South Asian region. From the deep seas of the Maldives to the Himalayan mountain ranges in Nepal, and from the rivers of Bangladesh to the valleys in Afghanistan, South Asia is a region of vast resources, opportunities, and so let us draw strength from each other and build each other up to help our people prosper and flourish. Excellencies, the objectives of SAARC are not in doubt. The potential of South Asia is not in doubt. The resolve of its leaders and expectations of its people must not be in doubt, and hence the success of our organization will not be in doubt. The success of this organization should not be held in doubt. Big or small, in the south or in the north, we are bound by a common identity. We are bound by a common culture. Each one of us has a contribution to make this region a success. Maldives, with its newly appointed chairmanship to model SAARC, will draw on its experiences leading the General Assembly as its 76th elected president and strive towards achieving the goals in the SAARC Charter on mutual agreement, understanding, and trust. The lives and livelihoods of 1 billion people are in our hands. It is time, my distinguished colleagues, we show leadership and we walk the talk. Thank you. Your Excellencies, heads of states and governments, honorable ministers, observer states. Now we on to agenda item number 3, which is the heads of government. May I invite Her Excellency Prime Minister of the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan to deliver her statement. Your Excellency has the floor.
I'm delighted to be here in the beautiful Maldives, where peace through democratic consensus is established and regional cooperation is practiced. I express our deep appreciation to the government and the people of the Maldives. I wish to thank His Excellency, the President of the Maldives, for his excellent leadership of SAARC as the outgoing chairman. I commend our Secretary General and his team for their commitment and tireless efforts. Deeper integration for peace and prosperity. Our theme is imperative. Threats to our daily routines. Okay. Threats to our daily routines and national security come from networks of violence without passports. Constraints and opportunities condition the life chances of our citizens and are defined by the ability of leaders in government, in business, and in civil society to shape the regional and global environment for collaboration and for cooperation. I lead a country marked by recurrent acts of terror against the innocent. Acts of violence, acts of extremism, and acts of inequality plague our nation. Deeper integration within SAARC requires honesty in facing various hostility between and among our countries, making genuine commitments to address the root causes of violence within and across our nations, and foregoing instruments of cooperation to bring lasting peace to our people and to our societies. The values of our civilization should enable us to articulate visions of inclusion and participation to the poor and to the excluded within our cultural discourses to heal the wounds of conflict. Deeper integration for peace and prosperity requires an acknowledgement of the failure of governance, such as corruption, exclusion, and injustice on the part of the rich and the powerful. Integration is imperative for the steady growth of our countries. The pursuit of peace through politics is, therefore, the other side of our determination. Located in the heart of Asia, we in Afghanistan register and are affected by the movements of all parts of Asia. Driven by a vision of life where goods, ideas, and people will flow in all directions, symbolising the Asia roundabout, we are determined to bring peace, stability, and prosperity to not only the region, but to ourselves. We offer a platform of cooperation for the 5 intersecting sectors, development organisations, regional and global firms, and international civil networks. Bringing peace to our country is our top priority. We are steadily creating the national, the regional, and the global environment enabled through the financial transfer of authority from one elected president to another and through CASA 1000. We are determined to create systems of accountability that will result in a compact between citizens, the state, and our international partners translated through our location, water and land, and mineral and hydrocarbon energies. Prospects for deepening and broadening regional cooperation are a focus point for Afghanistan. Ensuring connectivity and innovation in designing, in financing, in building and using, and in operating infrastructure will be the precondition and the result of cooperation. Embarking on Afghanistan's national infrastructure plan, we invite regional innovators to join us in creating world-class infrastructures. Having been plunged into conflict in 1978, we are determined to create a circle of peace, a circle of stability, and a circle of prosperity. As the President of Afghanistan, I commit our country to deep integration for peace and prosperity. I thank you.
Islamic Republic statement, in various aspects of regional cooperation, and for the kind words addressed to the Maldivian people. Now call upon the Prime Minister of the People's Republic of Bangladesh to deliver her statement.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Mr. Chairperson, Your Excellency President Mohammad Raid Said, President of Republic of Maldives, Excellencies, Honorable Prime Ministers of SAARC member states, honored guests from observer countries, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to you all. I am delighted to be in your breathtaking country for the Model SAARC Summit 2022. My heartfelt congratulations go out to President Mohammad Raid Said on being chosen to lead SAARC. I have faith that under your astute leadership, SAARC will reach greater heights. Additionally, I would like to express my gratitude to the Maldives government and people for their great summit preparations and warm welcome. I would also like to commend the leadership of Nepal and Prime Minister Safatullah Abdulaziz, our outgoing chair. The basics of the world today are changing on a global and regional scale. There is no doubt in that efficient regional and global integration has become a crucial feature in today's world in promoting peace and prosperity. Our association has been instrumental in bringing member nations closer since its establishment in 1985 by hosting several meetings and summits at various levels. However, we cannot deny the fact that our accomplishments are modest in comparison to our hopes and potentials. Despite the fact that this organization's general development has been hampered by internal disputes and other problems, its formation and goal to support regional integration has given rise to optimism for its future growth. Given our shared political aspirations and drive, I continue to be hopeful about what SAARC may really be able to accomplish. We must assess the issue fairly and engage in an open dialogue if we want to give SAARC and its efforts any vitality. We have been discussing People's SAARC for a while now. The new global agenda also calls on us to prioritize people. Therefore, allow me to offer some of my opinions on some of the pressing issues that require our immediate attention. The region's peace and prosperity are first and foremost hampered by poverty, which is a major threat to all of us. Our population is expanding, thus it is difficult to provide for their food and nutritional needs. However, over many years, a large portion of South Asia has achieved self-sufficiency in cereal production. We were able to lessen extreme poverty as a result, and our SDGs profile has improved. Bangladesh is undoubtedly a prime example of development and the eradication of poverty. Bangladesh was one of the world's poorest nations at the time of its founding in 1971. However, it earned middle income status in 2015. In 2026, it is anticipated to be removed from the UN's list of least developed countries. Young people make up a great part of our society. Therefore, it is important to develop them as human resources, especially by giving them access to effective training and high-quality education. In Bangladesh, we have made creative efforts to provide universal access to education. Up to the point of graduation, education for girls is free. Poor students from 12.8 million homes get a monthly stipend, and 75% of them are females. Climate change is a collective immediate concern. Many of our development initiatives are challenged significantly by climate change. Intensity and frequency of catastrophes are increasing in our nations. The risks are so great that by 2050, climate change may cause Bangladesh to lose 2 to 3% of its yearly GDP and up to 30 million people to be displaced. The global threat of terrorism faced by the world has a stronghold in our member countries as well. Throughout the world, especially in South Asia, terrorist activities have dramatically increased in recent years. To prevent terrorist actions and prosecute terrorists, member states must engage in efficient and prompt international and regional cooperation. Mr. Chairman, some of the SAARC observers have contributed helpful information and assistance throughout the years. Bangladesh values its involvement in and contribution to SAARC. Numerous regional centers in SAARC have produced significant regional commodities, information, and ideas. To help them become centers of regional excellence, we must provide them with every support system conceivable. Let's concentrate on developing more practical, result-driven, and mutually beneficial partnerships so that we may work together to succeed. Let it serve as our contribution toward keeping the promise we made to our people to leave behind a more tranquil, forward-thinking, connected, and knowledge-based South Asia. I thank you. Huda Hafiz.
I thank Her Excellency Shuha Musa Nasir, the Prime Minister of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, for her statements with insightful remarks and kind words addressed to the government and people of Maldives. Thank you. I now invite His Excellency Mikhail Ahmad Sharif, the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Bhutan, to deliver his statement.
Mr. Chairman, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to convey the warm greetings and good wishes to His Excellency Muhammad Raid Said, to the Maldivian government, to the people of Bhutan at this august gathering, and of course to the friendly people of the Maldives. We are indeed happy and privileged to be here at Male for this SAARC summit. Mr. Chairman, let me first show our gratitude towards former Secretary General of SAARC, Mr. Safwatullah Abdullah Aziz, for his dedication and diligence in advancing the goals of SAARC. Next, let me congratulate Ms. Zara Hilmi on her assumption of the post of Secretary General of SAARC. I am confident that she will utilize her rich experience of international affairs and proven diplomatic skills for the benefit of SAARC. Mr. Chairman, my delegation welcomes deeper integration for peace and prosperity for the theme of the 18th SAARC Summit. We believe that whether we do so now on our own terms or later under compulsion, forces are at play which can only be adequately addressed through collective endeavors of all nations. Such united, coordinated responses are imperative in order to tackle cross-border crimes like terrorism, trafficking in humans and drugs, as well as to address wider common challenges like climate change, poverty alleviation, and indeed to realize our dreams of prospering together through increased intra-regional trade. Mr. Chairman, protecting our environment even as we pursue economic growth is a decision which Bhutan made from the beginning of its development history about 50 years ago. Sadly, we are already living with the consequences of climate change. Snowfalls have become less frequent, not just in the valleys, but even on our mountaintops. Flash floods and landslides have become recurring events, causing widespread damage and destruction in our countries. The increasing frequency of devastating floods each season is an alarming trend that we can no longer afford to ignore. We must redouble our efforts in accelerating action to avert potential dangers from environmental degradation. National actions must spur even greater collective action at the regional and international levels. In this regard, I would like to draw attention to the latest report of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, which was summarized by the influential US magazine Mother Jones in 3 simple sentences. It's getting hotter, we are causing it, and we have to act now. Mr. Chairman, poverty alleviation is our region's unfinished work. This region's population, with a young demographic dividend, can transform the socio-economic landscape of the region. Therefore, we need to ensure that the bounty from these is used optimally and distributed more equitably. Our poverty alleviation strategy must therefore be aimed at making optimal use of both our abundant natural resources and our rich human resources that we have in our region. Mr. Chairman, I am pleased to report that in Bhutan, we have made good progress in improving the living conditions of our people. For instance, 12% of our population still lives below the poverty line. 94% of the population has access to safe drinking water. Primary health coverage is 90%, and net primary school enrollment stands at 98.5%. As a small and least developed country that lives in and practices gross national happiness, my government is committed to reducing poverty and improving the socio-economic well-being of our people. Indeed, the phrase gross national happiness was first coined by the 4th King of Bhutan, King Jigme Singye Wanchuk, in 1972, when he declared gross national happiness is more important than gross domestic product. The concept implies that sustainable development should take a holistic approach towards notions of progress and give equal importance to non-economic aspects of well-being. Since then, the concept of gross national happiness has shaped Bhutan's economic and social policy as well as those well beyond our borders. Mr. Chairman, the most obvious path to a more prosperous South Asia is through increased intra-regional trade. At present, this is dismally low due to the many barriers that have been holding back meaningful economic trade. In this context, we welcome the progress towards the finalization of the SAARC agreements on motor vehicles, regional railways, and intergovernmental framework for energy cooperation. Mr. Chairman, terrorism has spread across all borders to all regions of the world, including our own. We are pleased to know that SAARC Convention on the Suppression of Terrorism, its additional protocols bear testimony to the commitment of SAARC to prevent, combat, and eliminate terrorism in all its manifestations. Mr. Chairman, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, South Asia is a region with vast potential, but our concerted effort is needed to tap the potential for the benefit of our people. Let us give substance to the theme of our summit, deeper integration for peace and prosperity, by giving a stronger commitment to remove the barriers that have held back meaningful economic cooperation in our region. let us exercise our political will and take the necessary steps to make it possible for the people of South Asia to also reap the full benefits of closer regional cooperation. I thank you for your kind attention. Tashi Delek.
I thank His Excellency Mikal Ahmad Sharif, the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Bhutan, for his thoughtful remarks, making cooperation fruitful. I also express gratitude for the kind words addressed to my country and our people. Now I call upon Her Excellency Salima Adam, the Prime Minister of the Republic of India, to address the summit. Your Excellency has the floor.
President, His Excellency Mohammad Raid Said, my colleagues from South Asia, I'm delighted to be here in the beautiful Maldives. Mr. Raid, congratulations on organizing an excellent summit. Thank you, Maldives, for your warm hospitality once again. Greetings to the observer countries present here. Good evening. This is my second SAARC summit and my first SAARC after my re-election in 2019. Though we have not met in person since the 2014 summit, I am glad our collaborations continued throughout past years as a region and working towards achieving prosperity for the region. The last summit was 8 years ago. I see many new faces, including the Prime Ministers of Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and the President of the Maldives. I would like to warmly welcome my colleagues from the region. Ours is the region of thriving democracy, rich inheritance, unmatched strength of youth, and a strong thirst for change and progress. Where does South Asia wish to stand in this world? Nowhere in the world are collective efforts more urgent than in South Asia, and nowhere is it so modest. Big and small, we face the challenges. A long climb to the summit of development. There is much more to learn from each other, even more to do together. That was the vision and aspiration that brought us together as SAARC 30 years ago. We have traveled a long distance together since then. We have an agreement, an institution, or a framework in every field. We have many successes. South Asia is slowly coming together. We have deepened our links through infrastructure, free trade agreements, and different other collaborations. India spends billions on foreign aid. In the years 2021 and 2022, our foreign aid amounted to $2.3 billion US. It has been a privilege to provide the majority of our assistance to the countries of South Asia. It may not seem a great amount in these times, but we are grateful for the opportunity to have made a difference in the lives of a few brothers and sisters in our region. Excellencies, our region is facing a difficult time economically due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We need to work harder than ever to improve our economic situation. If we do it together, we can excel in our economic outcomes. Each country is positioned differently. If we syndicate together, we can be positioned better in the global economy. We speak of ease of doing business in India. Let's extend this to our region. I promise to ensure that our facilities at the border will speed up, not slow down trade. Excellencies, India's gift of a satellite for the SAARC region still benefits us all in areas like education, telemedicine, disaster response, resource management, weather forecasting, and communication. As neighbors, we should also be together in good and bad times. India's capability and expertise in disaster management will always be available to South Asia. Equally, as we reach out to the Indians caught in conflicts and disasters around the world, we will also be there for all our South Asian citizens. Excellencies, A prosperous SAARC needs the strong foundation of a secure South Asia in terms of climate shocks. Our neighbor Pakistan is still recovering from the flooding that caused several damages that are irreversible. Bangladesh occasionally suffers from tropical cyclones. The Maldives also faces frequent sea swelling and changes in weather. We need to work together on mitigation and adaptation as the future of our region is not promised. We need to work together and assess the financing need of our region to cater to this vital issue and also continue on using international avenues for advocating for the climate change issues in our region. During COVID-19 pandemic, India took the initiative of proposing an emergency fund for the region with voluntary contributions from our member countries. All our contributions were successfully used in the region to combat COVID-19. For India, our vision for the region rests on the 5 pillars of trade, investment, assistance in cooperation in every area, contact between our people, and all through seamless connectivity. The bonds will grow through SAARC or outside it, among us or all or some of us. We can all choose our paths to our destination, but when we join our hands and walk in step, the path becomes easier, the journey quicker, and the destination closer. Let us turn South Asia of flowering hope into a rich field of peace and prosperity. Thank you, my colleagues.
I thank Her Excellency Salima Adam, the Prime Minister of the Republic of India, for her statement, especially the views expressed on regional cooperation and for the kind words addressed to the government and the people of Maldives. Thank you very much. So for the Prime Minister to deliver his statement. Your Excellency.
Mr. Chairman, heads of state and governments of the SAARC member states, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor and privilege for Nepal to participate in the Model SAARC Summit of the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. I also congratulate the President and the government of the people of Maldives for organizing an excellent Model SAARC Summit in Male. Again, thank you, Your Excellency, for the warm hospitality extended to us. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, we meet here in a new spirit with new hopes and expectations of our people. We can take pride in the steady process towards democratization in the region since the formation of SAARC. There have been a series of elections in the region since the last summit. For this, I would like to congratulate the distinguished and respected leaders on their success. Distinguished delegates, poverty remains an affront to our collective conscience. Our collective efforts in liberating our peoples from dehumanizing conditions of poverty and hunger will become one of the success stories of the 21st century. South Asia is one of the most vulnerable regions due to the natural disasters emanating from climate change and erratic weather patterns. We call for a climate justice mechanism guided by the principle of common but differentiated responsibilities and to activate funding mechanisms for adaptation and mitigation measures. No one has the privilege to pollute the planet without accountability. Excellencies, distinguished participants, in our region, we have a vast pool of young and dynamic population while other parts of the world are facing shortage of the workforce. However, lack of sufficient employment opportunities at home has compelled a sizable number of youth force to migrate to other countries for work. While remittances of migrant workers substantially contribute to the national income, these have not come without psychological, economic, and social costs. This situation demands concrete regional programs for optimal utilization of human resources. We also need a mechanism to work on a common position in international forums on migrant workers for their safety, security, and dignity. Excellencies, none of the challenges is more pressing in governance than the fight against endemic corruption. It is a growing threat to peace, stability, democracy, and development. The Nepalese people, after their decades of difficult struggles and disproportionate sufferings for democratic system of governance, deserve accountable, responsible, transparent, and corruption-free governance. We thank observer states for their engagement in the SAARC process. We hopefully benefit from their resources, experiences, and expertise in various sectors. Distinguished colleagues, before I conclude, let me speak a few words on the latest political developments in Nepal. Fighting and coping with the COVID-19 pandemic have been our major challenge. More than 19,000 Nepali citizens were rescued, relieved, and repatriated from countries all over the globe. We made efforts to further promote the warm, cordial, and cooperative relations with the immediate neighbors. We made efforts to further promote We continued to promote the universality, interrelatedness, and mutual reinforcing nature of human rights and got re-elected as a member of the United Nations Human Rights Council for the second consecutive term. We also got re-elected to the CEDAW Committee for the 2021-24 term. Excellencies, I am confident that our complementaries can bind us in a framework of peaceful cooperation. Time has come for us to decide what kind of SAARC we want to pass on to our posterity. People have patiently waited for long. They deserve to be delivered with development dividends from the benefits enhanced regional cooperation. Nepal is always to join hands with all the fellow member states in their common vision and dreams. I reiterate Nepal's profound commitment to the objectives of SAARC. Thank you, Jai Nepal.
My thanks, Excellencies of address to the Maldives and the Maldivian. I now call upon Her Excellency Aisha Republic of Pakistan statement.
Your Excellency, President of the Maldives and Chairperson of SAARC, Excellencies, the heads of state and governments of SAARC member states, heads of observer delegations, distinguished Secretary General, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It is a matter of immense pleasure for me to be among my eminent colleagues from South Asia and other friendly states in this beautiful city, Male. The Maldives, needless to emphasize, is home to an old civilization, famous for its tourism industry with its distinctive white beaches and crystal clear waters. I congratulate the government of Maldives for successfully holding the SAARC summit and wish to express our profound gratitude to His Excellency President Mohammad Raid Said, his government, and the people of Maldives for their warm welcome and hospitality. Pakistan stands with you in your endeavors to promote the cause of regional cooperation in South Asia. Excellencies, from the people of Pakistan to the people of the SAARC region, I bring warm greetings and sentiments of goodwill and friendship. Excellencies, Pakistan attaches high importance to SAARC. The organization has come to epitomize the hopes and aspirations of the people of our region for peace, progress, and prosperity. If we look at a region which is home to nearly 1/4 of humanity on the planet, Pakistan is mired in poverty, disease, illiteracy, with the lowest human and social indicators. We are amongst the least integrated regions in the world. Looking into the global pandemic, we have suffered COVID deaths with a total of 18,914 a minimum of 27 total COVID deaths in March 2020 and a minimum of 30,616 COVID deaths in September 2002. With a maximum of 297 million total COVID vaccines in September 2022, we are taking measures to ensure safer health for all. For the past 20 years, Pakistan has consistently ranked among the top 10 most vulnerable countries on the Climate Risk Index, with 10,000 fatalities due to climate-related disasters. Having recently undergone one of the most challenging natural disasters ever faced here in Pakistan, on the 14th of June 2022, floods caused by monsoon rains heavier than usual and melting glaciers that followed severe heat waves have left Pakistan devastated. Villages were washed away, and almost 10 million children were left with immediate life-saving support. The region, with an increased number of refugees due to the recent flooding, has reached an estimated 1,499,070 refugees in 2021. We need to take action towards climate change as much as possible and as soon as possible. 1/3 of my country is underwater, and the time to act is now. Though we are grateful for the assistance SAARC has provided us with, we are still in need for more due to the increased risk of waterborne diseases and malnutrition. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, in the Pakistan Vision 2025, we put our people first in our development equation by prioritizing human and social capital, promoting sustainable and inclusive growth and a balanced development. In pursuing the SAARC socio-economic agenda, we must pay special attention to climate change, rural development, expansion of the agricultural resource base, promotion of greater collaboration in the health sector, elimination of illiteracy, scientific and technological capacity building, and development of information and communication technologies. Excellencies, my vision for our region is a dispute-free South Asia, where instead of fighting each other, we jointly fight poverty, illiteracy, disease, malnutrition, and unemployment. We invest in our youth to unleash their creativity, talent, and enterprise. We strengthen our bonds of trust so we can solve our problems together. I also wish to emphasize the importance of the role of the SAARC observers. SAARC can benefit from its interaction with them. Thank you. All things aside, I emphasize, we must come together as one for a battle much greater than ourselves. We must invest together, build together, and fight the most crucial battle of climate change together. We can and we must act now. I wish this summit every success. Thank you.
Excellency, I should the democracy Sri Lanka deliver her
Your Excellency Mohammad Raid Said, the President of Maldives and the Chairman of this Model SAARC Summit, heads of state and governments of SAARC countries, representatives of SAARC observer states, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. It is a real joy for me to be attending this Model SAARC Summit here in Male, in the capital of the stunning Maldives. Permit me to express my sincere gratitude to you, Mr. Chairman, as well as to the Maldivian government and people for the gracious hospitality shown to us. Mr. Chairman, sincere congratulations on taking over as SAARC Chairman. Please know that Sri Lanka will support you in achieving the highest level of SAARC cooperation. I have no doubt that SAARC will advance significantly under your direction as it embarks on the fascinating adventure of becoming more important, relevant, and advantageous to the people of South Asia. Sri Lanka warmly thanks Nepal for the exceptional leadership of SAARC as its outgoing chair. I also want to express our gratitude for the contributions of the current Secretary General and the outgoing one. It is a true honor to be a part of my new colleagues who are present at our grouping summit. I am eager for continued interaction. Dear Chairman, although there are many different cultures, ethnic groups,
faiths, and languages throughout South Asia, we are all united by the virtues of tolerance and unity. SAARC's variety and peaceful coexistence are its greatest strengths. The region's recent years of strong expansion have resulted in some truly remarkable advancements in human development. The SAARC must take decisive action to address concerns of poverty, exclusion, and widening gaps between rich and poor, rural and urban areas. Mr. Chairman, financial support for infrastructure development fosters a thriving business climate that attracts investment, creates jobs, and supports people's livelihoods. Human well-being is centered on addressing issues like lack of access to sanitary facilities and clean water, as well as new dangers including managing water quality and health risks like chronic renal disease. The region's progress towards human development would be slowed down if these problems weren't addressed jointly. Our nations need to address the urgent need for shelter, which they are doing to varied degrees. A united regional and global response is also necessary to address climate change, one of our time's most important challenges. Sri Lanka considers it essential to move SAARC members towards a future that is robust to climate change. SAARC needs to establish as much of a consensus as it can on the pertinent issues and elevate its profile on the international climate platform. To create energy security, we must actively investigate alternate energy production techniques. Creating a well-balanced energy mix is clearly necessary to reduce overdependence on fossil fuels. Terrorism continues to pose a serious threat to world and regional security. Sri Lanka will continue to take precautions against a potential revival. In order to protect the security and the well-being of the vast majority of peace-loving people, first in the member nations and later in the area as a whole, we owe it to ourselves and our people to take the necessary precautions. Sadly, we are seeing extra-regional forces impose political objectives on some of the nations in our region under the pretense of upholding human rights. With little consideration for societal structures, cultural norms, and practical realities, such intervention is being undertaken. While SAARC has traditionally avoided interfering in bilateral political disputes, we must fend against outside pressure. In order to defend member states from external dangers, cooperation would be morally appropriate and in line with SAARC ethos. SAARC has had fruitful interactions with a number of observer states. Sri Lanka has conducted a number of capacity-building efforts to show how much it values and appreciates this relationship. It is crucial to look for methods to improve this interaction with the observer states and to think about advancing their function to one that is more project-based and results-oriented. Consolidating SAARC's outreach to other regional organizations is also necessary. Our collective efforts can open the door to a opportunity to transform this area into one where all of our people can live in wealth and peace. Let's make a firm commitment to doing so. Our dedication to SAARC will grow as a result of this collective effort. The economy and financial situation of my nation is at the moment. Currently, we are going through the worst economic crisis our recent history has ever seen. However, I would like to thank our SAARC friends for extending help at this time of dire need. For that, I convey my deepest gratitude and let me assure Excellencies that Sri Lanka will emerge from this adversity stronger than ever. With these words, I once again thank you all for your friendship, support, and leadership.
I thank Her Excellency Fatma Tihnan Hussain, the Prime Minister of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, for her thoughtful remarks. I also thank her for the kind words addressed to my country and our people. I now invite Her Excellency Aminat Zahra Hilmi, the Distinguished General of Model SAARC, to deliver her statement.
Honorable President of Maldives and the Chairperson of the Model SAARC Summit, His Excellency Mr. Mohammad Raid Said, Your Excellencies, the Head of State, distinguished delegates, and the representatives of the Observer to SAARC, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you all. It is indeed an honor and a privilege for me to address the inaugural session of the Model SAARC Summit. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the esteemed government of Maldives for hosting the Model SAARC Summit and its preceding meetings and for the excellent arrangements made for them.
I would also like to take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to our Honorable Chairperson. I'm confident that the SARC process will gain further momentum during your able chairpersonship. It gives me immense pleasure to also express my sincere gratitude to Mr. Safatullah Abdulaziz for carrying out the responsibility as chair over the last 3 years. Distinguished delegates, from the serene blue oceans of the Maldives to the majestic white Himalayas of Nepal, SARC has covered a momentous journey in the past years. We hope to continue this journey with added vigor and dynamism under the kind guidance of the Chair and other member states. Excellencies, a better quality of life for our people starts with their health. In this situation, SARC has developed plans to fight the pandemic. As in other parts of the world, South Asian countries were impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic at an alarming rate. My sincere gratitude goes toward Ms. Salima Adam, the Prime Minister of India, for her efforts in calling the SARC nations to a virtual meeting and underlining the situations of the various nations. India took the initiative to start the SARC COVID-19 Emergency Joint Fund. Medical and financial assistance from this emergency relief fund helped the SARC countries overcome the health and economic fallout of the pandemic. Moreover, India was the first partner to gift COVID-19 vaccines to the neighboring nations. Also, I would like to congratulate Your Excellencies for your resilience, the successful vaccination drive, and the solid economic rebound post-pandemic. Honorable Prime Minister of Pakistan, I would like to extend my heartfelt condolences to the victims of the current floodings occurring in Pakistan. The ongoing monsoon rains in Pakistan triggered the most severe flooding in Pakistan's recent history, washing away villages and leaving almost 10 million children in need of immediate life-saving support and assistance, and at increased risk of waterborne diseases, drowning, and malnutrition. This is the time for us to sit together and find a solution to this threat we call climate change. Excellencies, I call upon you to attend to this issue in order to save human lives from the frequent disasters within the region. Ladies and gentlemen, the SARC Development Fund has served as the overarching funding instrument since it was established in 2010. 12 social sector projects are currently underway in member states, directly benefiting recipients and reaping the benefits of regional cooperation. Our specialized institutions found all over South Asia are growing to cater to the needs of the region. We have also streamlined the regional centers for their better and efficient functioning. Honorable Chairman, even the harshest critics of SARC acknowledge the region's immense potential and promising future. Even in these uncertain times, our leaders coming together for the Model SARC Summit represents the shared determination to influence the course of our member states for a more prosperous and stable South Asia. I'm certain that we can make the 21st century the century of South Asia if we indeed work together. Delegates, thank you all for your immense contribution toward this summit. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Her Excellency Aminat Zahra Hilmi, for the statement providing detailed account of past model. Much appreciated.
Your Excellency President Mohammad Raid Said and Chairman of the tomorrow SAARC Summit, Your Honorable Presidents and Prime Ministers of SAARC members, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. The Chinese delegation is delighted to attend the Model SAARC Summit in these beautiful Maldives. I wish to extend warm congratulations of the summit and appreciation to the Maldivian government for the thoughtful arrangements. I would like to thank the Secretary General, Ms. Zara Hilmi, and its Secretariat for their efforts made in the preparation of this summit. South Asia is a promising subcontinent of the 21st century, and as the most important regional cooperation organization in South Asia, SAARC has kept improving its cooperation mechanisms and played an irreplaceable role for safeguarding peace and stability in South Asia. In economic and social development of its members and in integration progress of South Asia. China is truly delighted to see the new progress SAARC has made and wishes SAARC even greater development in future. Your Excellencies, China shares boundaries with 5 of the 8 South Asian countries, and we are close neighbors and good friends of mutual dependence and mutual assistance with all 8 South Asian countries. The future and destiny of our countries are getting closely linked. We, the 9 countries with our 3 billion population, should seize opportunities and work together to meet challenges and pursue common development. Since becoming an observer to SAARC in 2006, China has deepened cooperation with SAARC in trade and investment, agriculture, poverty alleviation, disaster relief, and personal training. To enhance communication and contact, China has also appointed a permanent representative to SAARC. On the basis of respecting the wishes of SAARC countries, China is ready to further deepen practical cooperation, elevate relations with SAARC, and contribute to peace, stability, and prosperity of South Asia. Your Excellencies, China will continue to make sound plans for cooperation with SAARC in 2023 under this framework and fully deliver on various cooperation commitments. In support of SAARC capacity building, China has decided to donate another $550,000 to SAARC Development Fund this year. China will continue to provide support and assistance to SAARC for its continued building up and development. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, China firmly advocates, participates in, and promotes regional cooperation. Since last year, China has put forward a host of regional cooperation initiatives, including the Economic Belt of Silk Road, 21st Century Maritime Silk Road, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, and many more. We hope that these initiatives can facilitate the joint effort of all our neighboring countries to deepen practical cooperation, promote integration within SAARC countries. Your Excellencies, China will continue to accelerate connectivity with South Asia to build the essential network for our practical cooperation. China will continue to advocate and promote trade and investment liberalization and facilitation between China and South Asia to link and integrate our 2 big markets. We are ready to work with South Asian countries to share the fruits of economic development, jointly shoulder the responsibility for security and stability to bring more benefits to South Asian countries through China's development and achieve our common prosperity and development. In conclusion, I wish tomorrow's SAARC Summit a complete success. Thank you for your attention.
I thank Ms. Zisha Nasim, the delegate of the People's Republic of China, for her statement. The collaboration extended to SAARC by the People's Republic of China is in the new areas of collaboration is appreciated as well. Now I give the floor to Mr. Hussein Salah, distinguished European Union, to deliver his statement.
Mr. Chairperson, Excellency President of Maldives, Mr. Raid Said, Excellencies, Secretary General, distinguished observers, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. A very good evening to you all. I'm delighted to be here in the Maldives, a country breathtaking beauty. We, the European Union, convey our deep appreciation to the government and people of the Maldives for the excellent agreements and their excellent arrangements and their warm hospitality. The European Union strongly supports SAARC and greatly values cooperation and regional integration in South Asia. While most countries in the region are achieving notable economic growth, this could still be significantly enhanced if intra-regional contacts and trade were to take off unhindered. A clear vision for South Asia, complemented by sustained efforts around regional cooperation and connectivity, could help make the region even more vibrant economically. We trust that the European Union, as the only regional body that has observer status in SAARC, can contribute usefully to enhancing regional cooperation in South Asia through our roles as development partner in the region and through our own experience of economic and trade integration and of dealing with diversity. Excellencies, as part of our international development cooperation program, the EU has allocated more than €3 billion to the SAARC region for the period 2014 to 2020 and also during the peak of COVID-19 pandemic. The EU also welcomes the role that is given to the observer countries in contributing to the SAARC process. SAARC provides an excellent opportunity to foster greater connectivity, integration, and progress in South Asia. The progress made so far towards regional integration needs to be further consolidated in the near future through the building of mutual trust. The future of SAARC largely relies on how its members narrow down their differences and build a common understanding to pursue the set goals of economic development and regionalism. All members have an important role to play. Excellencies, SAARC needs a clear roadmap to ensure there is a strong connectivity amongst the people of the region and that key infrastructural initiatives, such as customs facilities, railways, air services, ports, and roads are developed in each country and regionally. But SAARC will only be able to bring positive changes in the lives of its citizens if it succeeds to further liberalize inter-regional trade going beyond the SAFTA provisions. Joint investments in water resources and the installation of regional power grid are top priorities, and the promotion of regional tourism, greater cultural exchange, and unhindered and effective communication also need to special attention. The development of robust educational and health networks and adequate people-to-people contact backed by good neighborly diplomacy will also change things for the better. Let me conclude by wishing the Model SAARC Summit all success in its endeavor and in the definition of its future programs for secure and prosperous South Asia. Thank you.
I thank
Honorable Chairperson, Your Excellency President Mohammad Raid Said, Secretary General of SAARC, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you all. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the holding of Mado SAARC Summit hosted by the Government of Republic of Maldives, excellent chairmanship of Maldives. Mr. Chairperson, Japan attaches its importance to strengthening cooperation with SAARC as a whole as well as its member states. Japan wants to strengthen connectivity within SAARC and encourage collaboration with each SAARC member state in areas including people-to-people interaction, democracy, peace building, and combating climate change. The interaction of young people between Japan and SAARC has been actively promoted by Japan. Young people from SAARC member states have been invited as part of a youth exchange program since 2007 to December 2014 under the Genesis Initiative in an effort to promote youth exchange with SAARC countries and to build trust for those who will share of Japan and the SAARC region. Mr. Chairperson, Japan will continue to extend its cooperation in enhancing peace building, national reconciliation, democratization, and governance in SAARC as part of its effort under the policy proactive contribution to peace based on the principle of international cooperation. We are convinced that the firm establishment of democracy and realization of peaceful society in each country serve as the most important foundation for the development and prosperity of the SAARC region. Moreover, Japan also promotes the importance of cooperation between Japan and SAARC countries within the field of disaster and risk reduction, as all of SAARC countries are prone to disasters and have suffered from a number of natural disasters. The third UN World Conference on Disaster Risk Reduction is expected to adopt succeeding framework for Hyogo Framework for Action 2005 to 2015, of which this has been an international guideline for disaster risk reduction. Pakistan has been hit with one of the most devastating floods on June 14th that has taken a lot of lives and livelihood of many people. Therefore, I would like you to participate in the conference and see our reconstruction efforts there, hoping to share our experiences and lessons learned from the disaster. Large-scale funding must be organized to combat climate change. According to Hatayama Initiative, Japan has stated that it will offer fast start financing totaling roughly $15 billion up until 2012. Japan has already helped various South Asian nations establish low-carbon energy sources, including solar power generation, through initiatives funded under this policy. Japan has pledged to support the coordinated efforts being made in this region to combat climate change and to continue to work closely with South Asian nations to advance these discussions internationally. The potential for growth and development in South Asian nations is far greater than it is currently seen. Building a low-carbon society will be crucial for achieving sustainable growth without compromising their huge and diverse natural heritage. We sincerely hope that this region low carbon growth in light of the significant role that India plays as a driver of growth not only in South Asia but throughout the entire Asian region. The Maldives held a government meeting underwater because of the rising sea levels brought on by climate change. One was held near the base of Mount Everest by Nepal, which was negatively affected by the melting glaciers in the Himalayas. Japan shares serious concern of these their efforts to seriously address climate change as a threat to their own national interests. Mr. Chairperson, for South Asia to experience growth and development appropriate to its potential, improved connectivity through deeper integration within SAARC and increasing partnership in numerous fields between the SAARC members and other countries are essential. By establishing new areas of collaboration aimed at deeper integration, in addition to the existing cooperation, Japan hopes to strengthen integration and connection among the SAARC nations. I would like to conclude by hoping that this summit will serve as a catalyst for improving relations between relevant nations and member states of SAARC. Thank you all for your very kind attention.
I thank Ms. Amna Tafshin Ibrahim, the delegate, for her statement. Delegate of the United States of America to deliver his statement.
Chairman of SAARC, His Excellency President of the Maldives, Mr. Mohammad Raid Said, Excellencies, Head of States and Government, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, very good evening. I begin by congratulating President of the Maldives, His Excellency Mr. Mohammad Raid Said, and the Secretary General, Ms. Zara Hilmi, for their incredible job organizing this summit, and also the people of Maldives for their hospitality. It is a privilege to be here in the Maldives to represent the United States government at this model SAARC summit. Mr. Chairman, SAARC welcomed United States of America as an observer member in 2007. Since then, we have looked forward to summits as opportunities to collaborate and deepen our partnership with our Asian friends. I am here because SAARC offers the opportunity to cooperate and pursue our shared interest. We must remember the previous SAARC summit's theme, the deeper integration for peace and prosperity, and the vision of a South Asia that is connected through trade and transit, where goods and people can move more freely. We believe that South Asian Free Trade Area, SAFTA, would potentially foster greater trade and better opportunities for economic growth among SAARC members. In addition, the agreement between the United States and India to ensure the implementation of Bali Accords has also paved the way for trade facilitation, which would bring greater benefits to the region by harmonizing customs regulation and procedures, and also reducing the cost for small businesses to access regional and global markets. Mr. Chairman, United States prioritizes climate change as the defining issue of our time. No region in the world will be more affected by climate change than the South Asian region. Countries of SAARC demonstrate cooperation and commitment to lead on climate change issues. During COVID-19 pandemic, the world witnessed how collective action can provide hope in the face of tragedy. United States have assisted every member of South Asia throughout COVID-19 pandemic by providing free vaccines, emergency supplies, medical equipment, and financial support. Likewise, the United States government has deployed a disaster assistance response team to help the people of Pakistan affected by the recent devastating flood. Mr. Chairman, to help prevent the worst effects of climate change and assist climate change adaptation in Maldives, the 5-year climate change adaptation project of Maldives will receive $10.5 million this year. Mr. Chairman, South Asians can be justifiably proud that every country in the region is a democracy. However, fragile democracies in the region need to strengthen transparent and accountable governance. We believe that the present governments of SAARC will always protect and promote human rights and follow international best practices. Mr. Chairman, certainly the effects of COVID-19 pandemic have persisted to become the roots of recent economic crisis in many SAARC countries. For a complete transition out of crisis and conflict towards lasting peace and stability, we need democratically elected, inclusive governments who delivers the hopes and aspirations of the people. Mr. Chairman, as an observer member of SAARC and a friend to all of the countries of South Asia, the United States will seek new ways to bring our resources and expertise to partner with SAARC members on trade, economic reform, poverty reduction, counterterrorism, climate change adaptation, and many more. Not only will we continue to work bilaterally with individual member countries on their economic development priorities, but we will continue to work with SAARC on its goal of regional integration and connectivity. We have heard words of optimism and determination from SAARC member countries, which gives us great hope for the future of South Asian region. Mr. Chairman, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. To conclude, United States government have once again congratulates and thanks Maldives for its leadership and hospitality. Thank you, Chairman, for the opportunity to be a part of this summit. Thank you.
I thank Mr. Shifan Hassan, the delegate of the United States of America, for his thoughtful remarks. Now, may I invite the attention of the distinguished delegates to the report before us and in the document A 2022/Council of SAARC/25. Of Ministers held on 24th October 2022. I see no objection or reservation, and so it is decided. Your Excellencies, heads of states and governments, honorable ministers, distinguished delegates from observer states, honored guests, and gentlemen. We have now reached the conclusion of the inaugural and fruitful session. Thank you. Stand on most of the issues tabled on the agenda. We shall soon make progressive decisions on the outstanding matters during the course of the summit. Since the inaugural session of the model, I take the liberty to and so it is decided. I would like to request His Excellency photograph. Sit.
Shut up, shut up. That's nice. Shake hands. Thank you.
Bismillah. Honored guest, His Excellency Mr. Ahmed Latif, Foreign Secretary at Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Maldives. Esteemed Vice Chancellor of the Maldives National University, Dr. Mohammed Sharif. Distinguished representatives from SAARC missions in the Maldives and the SAARC observer missions in the Maldives. Respected Deputy Vice Chancellors and the Deans of MNU. Honored guests, my fellow students, and ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fatma Raya Sharif. I am the MC for the cultural segment of the Model SAARC Summit, and I am very happy to inform you that we now begin what we have all been waiting for, the festivities. You are about to get a taste of the diverse and beautiful cultures of the following 5 SAARC countries: Sri Lanka, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, and of course, the Maldives. Now we have on the stage the largest performers for this segment, the Sri Lankan community. The Sri Lankan performers will present to you the first item of the show, some classical dances that depict rich, artistic ornaments and beauty of talent, as you can see. The song to which performers will dance is called Srinivi Bhushita Lanka Bebelan Sinha Dajaya Sawani. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to welcoming these talented performers of Sri Lanka. Okay, that made my whole night. I think we can all agree that they deserve another round of applause. I now have the pleasure to introduce to you the second cultural item on the agenda of this evening by the Pakistani community in Male. Let's welcome a young, talented team of dancers that will now present a folk dance demonstrating the magnificence of Pakistani culture. Welcome, Pakistan. Thank you, Pakistan. That was beautiful. Now we have the third cultural item on the agenda, a presentation of Indian folk song by Mr. Santosh Kuar Sinha. He is a specialist of Hindustani classical music at the Indian Cultural Center in Male. As you all know, the vast land of India is home to a huge repertoire of music: classical, popular, folk, ghazal, and devotional songs. Indian classical music, like other art forms of India, is based on the guidelines of the text, the Shastra, of classical music built on the melodious combination of Suvarna notes to form musical formulae called ragas. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Santosh Ji to sing for you a traditional brandish on Ahir Bhaivar raga called Al Bela Sajan Aure.
Thank you.
sa 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 ni ni da da sa 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 da da re 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 da da sa 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 da da re 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 da ni da sa 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 da ni da re 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 da ni da sa 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 ni da sa 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 da ni da re re ni sa da ni ba da ma ba ni sa da ni ba da ma ba ga ma re ga re sa ni sa da ni sa re sa re ga ma ba da ni da ni sa re sa ni sa da ni ba da ma ba ga ma ga re sa da ni da ma da ni sa re sa da ni da ma da ni sa re sa da ni da ma da ni sa ale be sa je ni ori ale be la ori ni sa sa ba ba ga ma ba re ga sa re da ni da ma da ni sa ma da ni da ni sa ni sa ni re ga sa re ni sa ni sa da ni pa da ma ba ga ma re ga sa re ni sa da ni da ma da ni sa सजन Thank you.
That was incredible. A brilliant performance from a brilliant man. Thank you, Mr. Santosh. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have a performance by the Bangladesh community in Male. First, a patriotic song called Tirihara, about overcoming hardships and working towards a better future. And then we have something a little bit more romantic, Shada Shada Kala Kala, a folk song from Bangladesh composed by Imon Chowdhury and lyrics by Hashim Mohammed. The story about this song is that it is describing a lover who was unable to express his devotion to his beloved, and he is communicating his feelings through this song. So let's give a round of applause to Bangladesh.
আছে দাদা মাইকের দাম একটা হবে হাফিজ ভাই আর মাইকের দোকান নাই তো না তাহলে স্পিকারও নিতে হইতেছে হাতে ধরে পাই দিয়ে সবার সামনে তুমি থাকো ওইদিকে অসুবিধা নেই দূরে
हेलो हेलो
ভলিউমটা বাড়ান हेलो हेलो
তীর হারায়ে ঢেউর পাড়ি দেব রে, তীর ঢেউর সাগর পাড়ি দেব রে। আমরা কজন নবীন মাঝি হাল ধরেছি শক্ত করে রে, হারায়ে ঢেউর সাগর পাড়ি দেব রে, তীর হারায়ে দেব রে। জীবন কাটে যুদ্ধ করে প্রাণের মায়া সঙ্গ করে, জীবনের সাথে নাহি জীবন কাটে করে প্রাণের মায়া সঙ্গ করে, জীবনের সাথে নাহি পায়। ঘর বাড়ি ঠিকানা নাই, দিন রাত্রি যায় চল চলতে হবে, এরই বাইতে হবে, আমি যে সাগর মাঝি রে। তীর হারায়ে ঢেউর সাগর পাড়ি দেব রে, ঢেউর সাগর পাড়ি দেব রে। জীবনের রঙে মনকে টানে না, আমার হঠাৎ কে দেখি তবু তরি বাইতে হবে, তবু বাইতে হবে, হেয়া বাড়ি দিতে হবে, যত সাথে তীর হারায়ে সাগর পাড়ি দেব রে, তীর হারায়ে ঢেউর সাগর পাড়ি দেব রে। আমরা কজন নবীন মাঝি ধরেছি শক্ত করে, তীর হারায়ে ঢেউর সাগর পাড়ি দেব রে, তীর হারায়ে ঢেউর সাগর পাড়ি দেব রে, তীর হারায়ে ঢেউর সাগর পাড়ি দেব রে, তীর হারায়ে ঢেউর দেব রে। ঠিক হ্যাঁ তুমি বন্ধু আমি কি কালে তোমায় বলতে পারিনি তুমি বন্ধু কালা পাখি আমি যেন কি বসন্ত বলতে পারিনি বসন্তকাল বলতে পারিনি কালা রং জমেছে সাদা কালা কালা জমেছে সাদা কালা হইছি আমি মন পাগেলা বসন্তকালে তুমি বন্ধু কালা পাখি আমি যেন কি বসন্তকালে পারিনি বসন্তকালে পীড়িত ভালা গলার মালা ভালো লাগে আমার দেখলে তারে চোখে নেশা হয় চোখে নেশা গলার মালা বলে কি আর হয় যারে আমার দেখলে হয় বন্ধু চোখে নেশা হয় কালা রং জমেছে সাদা কালা সাদা সাদা কালা কালা রং জমেছে সাদা কালা হইছি আমি মন পাগেলা বসন্তকালে তুমি বন্ধু কালা পাখি আমি যেন বসন্তকালে তোমায় বলতে বসন্তকালে তোমায় বলতে পারিনি পীড়িত ভালা গলার মালা বললে কি আর আমার চোখে বন্ধু চোখে নেশা হয় পীড়িত ভালা গলার মালা বললে কি আর যারে ভালো লাগে আমার দেখলে তারে চোখে নেশা হয় রে বন্ধু চোখে নেশা হয় সাদা সাদা কালা সাদা কালা রং জমেছে কালা হইছি আমি মন পাগেলা বসন্তকালে তুমি বন্ধু কালা আমি যেন কি বসন্তকালে তোমায় বলতে পারিনি বসন্ত বসন্ত বলতে
As it turns out, music may be the most beautiful language of all, one that we can all understand. I think Bangladesh deserves another round of applause. Finally, we have come to the last item of the agenda for the cultural segment of the Model SAARC Summit. From our host country, Maldives, today we have a beautiful team of performers. Let's welcome the cultural dancers from the Maldives National University. ladies for that truly dazzling performance. We love seeing so much love and support from the audience when celebrating such beautiful and diverse cultures. So let's have some extra support for the last item of today, the Bodhiberi performance from the Maldives National University.
Zamzumi gaumi yarowa Filifim malogena munkia Halu bala में उसाया
हरे पिया आलू बाला में उसाया
हरे पिया लालू बाला में उसाया
हरे आलू बाला में उसाया
हरे पिया हरे पिया लालू बाला में उसाया
हरे पिया आलू बाला में उसाया
हरे पिया लालू बाला में उसाया
हरे पिया आलू बाला में उसाया
तो बालू माँ Garibae fumo, Teo kunasina lia. Tuma garibae fumo, Teo kunasina lia. Tuma garibae kunasina lia. Tuma garibae fumo, Teo kunasina lia. Tuma garibae fumo, kunasina lia. दोस्तों मैं कार के तुम होगे मोटा दिल का हुआ. कार के तुम होगे मोटा दिल का हुआ. दोस्तों मैं कार के तुम होगे मोटा दिल का हुआ. तुम कार के तुम मोटा दिल का हुआ. माइला तुम के हुआ. ये माइला दिल के मोटा तुम के हुआ. माइला दिल के तुम आए तुम तुम आए तुम करे दोस्तों मैं तुम होगे मोटा. Thank you, thank you.
Oh my goodness, that was certainly the best way to end the night, wasn't it? Let's have another round of applause. Honored Chief Guest, esteemed Vice Chancellor, representatives from SARC missions and SARC observer missions, and my fellow students. We have come to the end of the event, unfortunately, and thank you all for joining us tonight, and we sincerely hope you have enjoyed us. I now call upon the class leader, Ayn Fazil, to conclude with the vote of thanks. Ayn, I give you the floor.
The honored chief guest of the Model SARC Summit, His Excellency Mr. Mohammad Latif, the Foreign Secretary of dignitaries of SARC countries, the esteemed Vice Chancellor of the University, Mr. Dr. Mohammad Sharif, Deputy Vice Chancellors of the University, Deans of the Faculties of the University, my fellow students, ladies and gentlemen. I have stood here to propose a vote of thanks at the successful conclusion of the main segment of the Model SARC Summit organized by the final students of Political Science and International Relations here at the Maldives National University. This is an event organized in partial fulfillment of the module called Regional Politics and SARC, which aimed at providing a practical learning experience for the students. In planning and organizing and researching for the event, we have learned a lot and beneficial experiences in learning leadership, teamwork, public relations, and networking. All this in addition to what we have learned about the politics and policies of SARC. We managed hugely to benefit from this event due to the extensive support and cooperation we received from a number of sources whom we are most grateful. To begin with the list of gratitude, foremost, let me thank our Chief Guest, His Excellency Mr. Ahmad Latif, for gracing this event at our request amid his busy schedule. Your Excellency. Your Excellency's presence indeed has been a source of inspiration to all of us. I also acknowledge the encouraging responses we always receive from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs whenever we approach them with multiple requests. To be precise, all the country flags and the table stands as well, and the name boards that were found here before were made available with the kind courtesy of the ministry. Therefore, my fellow students, please join me by a show of hands to give a round of applause to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Thank you very much. This event would not have been so colorful and jubilant if the resident missions of SARC countries in the Maldives were not helpful and collaborated in response to our invitation. Many of the beautiful cultural dances and displays you just witnessed have been organized and sponsored by the SAARC communities in collaboration with their embassies or high commissions. Therefore, allow me to offer bountiful thanks to participating missions and their performers for their excellent performances on stage. Thank you very much. We observed very young but very talented performers joining the cultural segment to proudly showcase their cultural and performing arts. May I mention the name of the parties that presented aesthetic dances and colorful performances? High Commission of Bangladesh and their community in the Maldives. High Commission of Pakistan and their community in the Maldives. High Commission of Sri Lanka and their community in the Maldives. The Indian Cultural Center, the Boduberu Group and Dance Group of MNU-SU. My fellow students and ladies and gentlemen, please join me again to give a roaring round of applause to all these talented performers. Thank you so much. The Student Union of our university is a great Samaritan who always extends assistance in cash and in kind whenever we approach them. No event can be successful on campus without their support and cooperation. Therefore, on behalf of the organizers and my fellow mates, let me thank MNU-SU for their great support. I wish to acknowledge the top leadership of the university who are present here to inspire us with their kind presence. For this kind gesture, on behalf of my fellow students and the Faculty of Arts, let me thank you all for taking a great interest in student-led activities. It is much appreciated. Now, there is one important figure who inspires all of us, like a magnificent lighthouse that guides us and welcomes ships approaching a coastal land. He is our Dean, the Faculty of Arts, Mr. Asim Abdul Sattar. Sir, we are ever so grateful to you for taking an interest in student-led activities and continuously guiding us and facilitating our requirements. You are always a phone call away. For your kindness and generous time given to us, we are most humble and thankful to you. Thank you so much, sir. When it comes to activities or events held on campus, there is one department that becomes a favorite visiting place for all of us. The doors are always open, and they ensure our activity or event is highly visible and known on campus and in town. This department is the eventful marketing department of MNU. On behalf of my mates, let me express our heartfelt gratitude to the marketing department team for their support extended to our summit and for the provisions afforded, which you see at the backdrop in front of this podium. I also extend our heartfelt thanks to our parental body and the staff of the Faculty of Arts for the multiple assistance and cooperation extended to us in connection with the organizing of this successful event. Thank you all so much. Last but not least, may I acknowledge with appreciation our lecturer, Assistant Professor Dr. Ali Shamim, for teaching a course on regional politics and mentoring us throughout our years here, for assisting us in planning and organizing this event, and for helping us build a foundation towards our future endeavors and maturity. We are truly honored to call you our lecturer, and we are so very thankful for your enduring guidance and unwavering support. Thank you very much, sir. Finally, we have reached the very end of this exciting event, the Model SAARC Summit. But before I leave this podium, let me thank profusely to all those who helped us in one way or another in making this event a grand success. Thank you, Alum, the reciter of the Holy Quran, and Raya Sharif for being the master of the ceremony for the cultural segment of the summit. Without your support and cooperation, we would not have been able to put up such a performance within such a short period of time, while sweating to meet the demands of the assignments at the tail of the semester. Thank you all to the invitees for coming here to cheer us up, and Raja TV for recording this event for public screening. Now, before I run out of breath, it is my great pleasure to invite you all for refreshments at the Manhattan Hotel. Have a restful and enjoyable time. Thank you very much for your attention.